Speaking of more of the masters of the art, look at her. Trinity the Tuck.
Trinity the Tuck. Masterful, very, she was always available, helpful, funny, kind, intense. I think those are the words for Trinity. Loved spending time with her. I had toured with her during a Christmas tour many years ago, but didn't really get to know her as well as I did during the time that we were on Drag Race together. But she's fucking when we talk about drag these days, and people are always like, oh, I don't sew. Well, she's so old school that she can really whip up anything.
Yeah, I heard she was making things on the tour, backstage at All Stars.
It's miraculous how she does it, and she does it so quickly, and she's super talented in that way. She is a drag queen's drag queen, Yeah.
Now, when she had the brunch gig and spilled some behind the scenes alleged tea.
I knew this was coming up.
Of course you did.
Where am I?
Now, you can comment or not, but what Trinity said, there was a moment where, just like an Avenger for Justice, you raised your fist on the runway and said, we're not gonna take it anymore. And you went backstage and told them to fire Michelle. She's just RuPaul's friend, etc., etc. Do you have any memory of that, or is that also
I just want to say that, you know what, I don't normally drink Red Bull.
Okay.
And there's sensory deprivation involved
Yeah.
when you're in these processes.
Yeah.
And no, I'm kidding. I mean, some of it is true. It's highly embellished, which is what drag is.
Right, of course.
We're all highly embellished storytelling, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
I mean, she's at a brunch show. She has to make it snappy.
Yeah, she was like, well, Raja kind of yeah, I get it. It's partially true. There was a moment where we, Michelle and I kind of, well, we had a conversation.
Okay.
Much longer than a judging should go. But here's the thing, Michelle and I are first of all, let me preface this by saying that Michelle and I are friends.
Of course.
In fact, she was a very crucial person. When my mother passed away, I texted her because I had just come home from Drag Race that autumn, that fall, my mother passed away, and she was one of the first people that I texted because while at Drag Race, Ru and I, during our TikTok conversation, it got very personal about our relationships with our families and parents in particular. So any drama, any Reddit, come on, we're both adults. And here's the thing, Michelle and I are probably like a year apart.
Yeah.
So to hear any kind of judging from someone who's like my peer.
Yeah.
Also, I did her makeup and styled her for the cover of her first book.
Right, I never forget. I remember that, photographed by Matthew.
It was no shade. It was just me being like, oh, come on, girl.
Yeah.
And it caused ruckus in the room, but mostly laughter, I'd say. They had to stop down because RuPaul was pissing herself. Michelle found it funny.
Love this.
So the conversation of how this actually happened and the embellishment of it and the exaggeration and inflation of the whole exaggeration is partially true. Yeah, the back and forth between us was definitely all in good fun.
Right.
But I did kind of had a too much Red Bull moment where I got pissed off at her, and maybe I can be dramatic sometimes.